All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We're going to get things started as always with head coach Oscar Pareja. If you have a question for Oscar, please use the raise hand button. Oscar, if you can just get us started on your overall thoughts on tonight's match.
Good match. Well played by us. I think we recognized in the second half where we were missing in the first. We're losing some silly balls, trying to play out, which is something today we came here to Nashville to negotiate it and try to do our ways. So that's identity and personality. But they were playing defensively and get some counters, which is very dangerous for us. The second half, we were much better. We were smarter on containing those counters, but most important is that we have that initiative to go out front, look for the equalizer, and even we wanted more. And the last 5-6 minutes, they throw a lot of bodies to us, and then we needed to reinforce our defense. And it gives you a sensation that they were on top of us, but I think it was just that piece of the game. So it's a good point for the boys, a good game. I'm content with the effort. So good for the boys today.
Thank you, Oscar. We'll go to Julia Poe.
You mentioned just that kind of second half switch that occurred. It was pretty obvious just from watching from home. What do you think was the biggest change that the team was able to implement in the second half to really take over the momentum from Nashville?
We controlled the counters. They were waiting in the first half. They set the team in the middle third, Julia, to wait and force us to make a mistake, and then they attack us with speed. In the second half, I thought we controlled that, and our building and our elaboration in the middle was smarter, and I think we gained some territory during the game too. I saw the team position it better and be closer to their backs and creating options. And when they wanted to come out from that pressure, they couldn't, and that was the best part of the game. I think that probably 35 minutes in the second half was a highlight for us.
Go to Sergio Ruiz.
Bien, aquí estamos. Feliz noche, profe. Gracias por su tiempo. ¿Qué fue lo que más le agradó en medio de un segundo tiempo, sobre todo que termina certificando unas estadísticas muy positivas? Orlando dominó la posesión, fue el equipo que más pases correctos tuvo y que terminó incluso creando opciones para haber ganado el partido. Profe, ¿qué fue lo que más le gustó esta noche?
Hoy me gustó mucho la diligencia de los jugadores, porque veníamos de un resultado adverso contra Santos que lógicamente pues lo resiente a uno, y íbamos a jugar contra un equipo que venía de ganar en varias ocasiones por varios goles acá en Nashville. Entonces tienen una ofensiva fuerte, pero no renunciamos a la personalidad del equipo, y creo que los datos que mencionas, no solo a la posesión, porque a la posesión hay que darle sentido, pero las opciones que creamos, y creo que pudimos habernos venido al vestidor en el medio tiempo con 1-1 mínimo, pero la energía que pusimos en los primeros 30 minutos del segundo tiempo fue la muestra de un equipo con mucha personalidad, y eso me gustó mucho.
We're going to go to Michael Citro.
Hey, Oscar, thanks for your time tonight. I wanted to ask you about Antonio Carlos. He's a player who came close a number of times to scoring last year, was able to score with his foot, but he came close on a lot of set pieces. He now has a couple of set piece goals here in the last few games, and just seems like he's becoming more of a threat. Is that something that, it's just him getting more comfortable in MLS? Is it something you guys have been working on with him? What's been the difference for him?
I think normally Antonio wins those balls in the air because his size and his timing. He's very dominant on the air. Needed to give some direction and improve his contact with the ball. And Jose Maria Bazan, our assistant coach, which is the one he take care of that work. He's spending a lot of time with them, just trying to reinforce those actions. And today they get rewarded by a beautiful goal and important goal as well. So he's not just making contact, but I think he's now finding the net, which is important for us.
Go to Mike Gramajo.
Buenas noches, profe, y gracias por el tiempo. Estás hablando mucho del segundo tiempo, donde obviamente se nota ese cambio en el equipo. Entonces, hablando de eso, del segundo tiempo, profe, al corto plazo y quizás largo plazo, ¿se podría ver eso como una plantilla en lo que pueden tratar de utilizar para el resto de la temporada? Porque sí, se notaban las oportunidades ahí, pero no sé cómo lo ves así más a futuro, usando eso como una plantilla. Gracias.
Sí, la verdad es que uno quisiera mantener ese ritmo, ¿cierto? De lo que mostramos en algunas partes del primer tiempo y el segundo tiempo, donde fuimos mucho más agresivos y nuestra posesión fue mucho más alta. Eso tenemos que tratar de evolucionarlo a que haya más consistencia y que se haga por periodos más largos durante el juego. Vamos a trabajarlo. No olviden que siempre hay una oposición, de que el equipo rival también tiene argumentos para sacar beneficios del juego y complicar a nosotros, complicarnos. Pero hoy, como lo dices, tuvimos un largo periodo de ese segundo tiempo donde impusimos el juego y tuvimos una posesión mucho más peligrosa para ellos y creamos las opciones. Así que a mejorarlo y a darle continuidad es lo que tenemos que hacer.
Got a couple more. We'll go to Austin David.
Hey, Oscar, I wanted to ask you about Sylvester Vanderwater. He's been coming off the bench as of late, started this match. Two-part question, I guess. First off, what went into the decision for starting him for this match, and how do you think he did?
Sylvester is doing a great effort on trying to adjust himself to the league, to the tempo of Major League Soccer, to his teammates, to the model of the game. I have said this numerous times, and we wanted to speed that up and just shorten the timing for that adjusting. But sometimes we need to be patient. I think he's understanding what are the demands of the game here in the league, and what are the demands in our team too. And today was a good reflect of that he's absorbing that information and he's putting him in the field for the benefit of the team. I think he did well today. I saw him more flashy. I saw him more dangerous in attack. He created 2 clear chances in the first half, and in the second half, I think he was a couple more. So easy player. He scored goals, and we had faith on his development.
And back to Julia for a final one.
Oscar, it was a big night for Joey Desart being in that defensive midfield position. How did you kind of assess how he did tonight and just how he's developing as an option at that position?
Joey is a player, he's always there. He's asking, working, trying to improve, doesn't get much minutes. And then you saw him today that he's ready. I think the progression of Joey today and Mason, just giving us 2 young players that can last very long in the club and the competition. I think he did well. I like his personality. I like his range. His making decision is faster. His physicality is up to the league. I'm glad to see Joey growing that way. I think he did well as well.
All right, Oscar, as always, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on the point, and we'll see you back here soon.
I see you shortly.
All right, everyone, we're now joined by Sylvester Vanderbotter. If you have a question for Sylvester, please use the raise hand button. Sylvester, if you can get us started, a busy night for you, quite a few chances. How are you guys feeling after this match?
I think we fight for a point. We got a lot of chances. Yeah, and it's the only way what we can do. And I know I have a lot of chances and I need to score. But on the other side, I think we need to be happy with the point today.
Thank you. We're going to go to Julia Poe.
Hi, Sylvester. Thank you so much for the time. It really seemed that you guys were able to take the momentum over in the second half. What did you feel like the change was on the pitch?
I think so. The mentality of the second half was much better. We was thinking in the first half it was okay, but we can do better. And I think in the second half we fight, and that brings a little bit of luck with the goal, and then in the end it's 1-1. But I think so the second half was better.
Go to Michael Citro.
Hey, Sylvester. I just wanted to ask you what Nashville was doing that was making things so difficult in the middle of the pitch, so difficult to play through today.
I think so. They play with 5 in the back, and we know that before in the meeting. Maybe that's a little bit difficult for us. And I think, we need to play with it. The weather, okay, it was raining. The field was a little bit wet. But I think, for the rest was no problem. Of course, in the second half, the first half, we got a little bit problems. And I think we need to do that better.
Go to Austin David.
Hey, Sylvester, first start in a number of games. You've been coming off the bench as of late. What did you feel over the last couple of games has kind of earned you your start? And also, Oscar just talked about how you've been kind of growing into the style that MLS plays and the physicality. What have you kind of made of it thus far, and how do you feel you've adapted?
I think so in the last games, I got a couple of weeks ago, I got a little bit problems with injuries, and there was a little bit of problems, and then I need to work. And I try every day to work, and in the beginning, I was on the bench, but sometimes when you come from another competition, it takes time, and I hope I will be ready soon. And today was my chance. I talk a lot with the coach, and he say, come on, fight and work so hard if you can. And I try to do that. And I hope now for more minutes, and I want to fight for the club.
We'll go back to Julia.
Sylvester, the team has had a couple of these 1-goal finishes. What do you think it's going to take for the attack just to put together, multiple goals in a game and be able to, boost the volume of some of those goal scoring chances?
For me, it doesn't matter who scores. Of course, the strikers, they want also to score. But I think so. We got this game a lot of chances, and when I was watching in the last games, we don't have too much chances, and that brings a little bit positive vibes. And now we know we need to be a little bit sharper before the goal as a striker or a midfielder or maybe defender. And I think so in the future, we're going to score a lot of more goals.
And back to Austin for the final one.
Sylvester, you kind of mentioned it with the injuries this team has faced. It's been a next man up mentality for the better part of the entire summer. How has that kind of weighed on the team, just in terms of how many injuries there have been and kind of different pieces being put in every game?
Yeah, we play a lot of games. Of course, we are humans, everybody can have an injury. Now, in this moment, we got some injuries with players. People come back and people stay with an injury. And what I say, we have a lot of games, and yeah, I think so. If you are fit, then you are fit. But sometimes you got some problems with injury, and I think so. Everybody works really hard, and also for a comeback. Yeah, but sometimes the injuries stay a little bit longer, or another injury is coming back. Uh, and I think on this moment, what the team today show is this team today was really fit.
All right, Sylvester, thank you so much for the time and safe travels back to Orlando.
Thank you so much.
All right, everyone, thanks for your patience. We're going to wrap up tonight with defender and goal scorer Antonio Carlos. Gabby is also here helping interpret for us. Antonio, your second goal of the year and another big one from you. How are you feeling after the game tonight?
Segundo gol da temporada, como é que você se sente?
Tô muito bem, tô feliz. Esse eu pude comemorar, né? O primeiro eu não pude comemorar, mas estou feliz em estar ajudando a equipe, estou feliz em estar ajudando meus companheiros, feliz por estar fazendo gol também. Brinquei com eles que era só sair o primeiro gol, que aí ia começar a sair o resto. E é isso, estou muito feliz de estar ajudando a equipe, feliz pelo desempenho de hoje, conseguimos um bom resultado fora de casa, poderíamos ter ganhado também, mas foi bom.
Antonio is very happy to have scored, and he laughs because this one he was able to actually celebrate. He says that he told the guys that it was just breaking the ice and getting that first goal, that more goals would certainly come, and then that they would all be able to celebrate. He is very happy about the team's performance tonight. He says that playing away at Nashville is not an easy feat, that he was thrilled once again to be able to help the team, and that they walked away with a well-deserved point, that he believes that they could have even won the match, but that they're content with the 1 point.
Thank you. We're, of course, happy we were able to see you celebrate. We're going to go to Julia Poe.
Hi, Antonio. Congratulations on the goal tonight, and thanks for the time. Like you said, this is 2 goals in a very short span of time. What do you think has been allowing you to factor into the offense more in the last few games and be able to get a couple of these headers into the back of the net?
Felicidades pelo gol. Ela quer saber, pois já são 2 golos em um espaço bastante pequeno, por que é que você está a marcar tanto e de cabeça, ademais?
Fico feliz, obrigado por ter dado as felicitações. Então, no Brasil, eu vinha fazendo muito gol, né, pelo Palmeiras, e eu também tenho uma estatura muito boa, né, para cabecear, então eu fico feliz, estou treinando bastante com a comissão técnica, com o Rosema, estou pedindo mais bolas em mim, acho que faltava um pouco disso também, então eu estou chamando um pouco da responsabilidade nas faltas, nos escanteios. E é isso, eu acho que mais do que tudo é o trabalho. Estou trabalhando bastante, estou fazendo bastantes cabeceios nos treinamentos, e é isso, treinamento é o trabalho.
He says, thank you, Julia, for the congratulations on the goal. He says that he arrived to Orlando City having scored quite a bit for Palmeiras. He also says that obviously he has the height to be quite lethal in the air, but he believes that this kind of success as of late is coming because he's asking for it. He's working with Josema in training to work on these headers. He's telling his teammates to pass him the ball. He's getting more involved. And so he thinks that this is all attributed to hard work, that's what it comes down to, practicing hard work. And that's what's resulted in these goals.
We'll go to Austin David.
Antonio, I wanted to ask you about Mason Stadahar. You've been playing with him now for the last 5 games. I just wanted to get your thoughts on his performance tonight and the defense as a whole.
5 jogos jogando com o Mason, o que você acha dos seus jogos e da defesa em geralmente?
Então, eu acho que aqui no nosso time todo mundo está preparado, né? Para quando tiver a oportunidade, não só o Mason, Rodrigo, o Emma que chegou agora, o Joey foi muito bem hoje também. E eu acho que é importante isso, quando o atleta entra, né, para jogar, eu acho que ele tem que estar preparado e com certeza estão preparados. Então, eu acho que por isso do Mason ir tão bem, pegou umas bolas difíceis hoje, saiu bastante bem do gol. Então é isso, eu acho que o treinamento deixa a gente forte, deixa preparado. E quando você tiver a oportunidade, tem que estar preparado. Mason está preparado, está indo muito bem.
Antonio says that everyone is prepared, that's why Mason has done so well. And he says it's not only Mason, it's Emmanuel Mas who just joined, it's Rodrigo Schlegel when he gets the opportunity, it's Joey Desart who once again got a start today. It's important when someone gets the opportunity for them to be ready for that opportunity. And he says once again that it's the training that these players are ready for when the opportunity arrives. And that's why we see players like Mason do so well. He says Mason had a great game today, that he made some key saves, that he did well despite obviously the goal being scored. And once again, that it all comes down to strong training.
We'll go to Michael Citro.
Hey, Antonio, congratulations on the goal. It seemed like Orlando City, about 5 minutes before halftime, started to really kind of get into the game and started doing better from that point on. What kind of changed for you guys there at the end of the first half and going into the second half?
Percebeu que ao final da segunda parte, assim, 5 minutos antes do descanso, o Orlando City cresceu. Estavam num bom momento. Por que isso aconteceu?
Como eu já falei, eu acho que é o treinamento, né? A gente vem trabalhando duro, nossa parte física, e a gente sabe que nessa liga aqui, eu acho que alguns times é normal cair, né, durante o segundo tempo, ainda mais dentro de casa. Sabíamos disso, sabíamos que o Nashville ia cair um pouco, até pela grande posse de bola que tivemos no primeiro tempo. Se eu não me engano, acho que nos 5 primeiros minutos chegamos a 95% de posse de bola. E é o trabalho, tô muito feliz com o desempenho da equipe, e é isso. Eu acho que a gente tem que continuar batalhando. Como eu falo com meus companheiros dentro de campo, até o final a gente tem que acreditar. Infelizmente, hoje o gol não saiu no final, tivemos chance com o Tesh acertando na trave, sobrou uma bola para o Benji, ele não conseguiu colocar dentro da baliza, dentro do gol. Mas a gente fica feliz pela nossa atuação, pelo ponto que a gente conquistou aqui dentro hoje, um jogo difícil, um jogo duro contra uma grande equipe. E é isso, trabalhar porque sábado tem mais.
He says that in this league, it's very normal for teams to fall off in the second half, and they kind of knew that, definitely heading into the tunnel. He says that the team were very strong in the first half in general. Obviously, you referred to the last 5 minutes, but within the first 20 minutes, he says, if he's not mistaken, that Orlando City had almost 90% possession. So they were winning the possession game. They just needed to stay mentally focused and locked in. He knew that it was going to be a tough match, but he says that he's very proud of how the team grew into the match. He says that in this league, they know that teams fall off in the second half, and so they expected Nashville to do so, which is why they came out so strong in the second half. He says in that first half, Tesho had opportunities, Benji had opportunities, so they knew that they were right there. They just needed to push, and he's once again very proud of the mental effort by this team today.
All right, any more questions for Antonio Carlos? All right, Antonio Carlos, thank you so much for your time. Gabby, thank you as always, and safe travels back for both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of our media members for joining us. We'll speak to you soon.